It leaves you with what you had before we met. It leaves you with the car, it leaves you with the laptop. That's about it.
I've got some furniture too.
I met some friend yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to go back?
No, I'm good. I met her. She's really cool. Her name's Sarah Engel.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I met her too.
Yeah. She's been dating Dave Gray for 7 years. What do you think I got? What do you think message I got?
Oh, I'm sure she told you that we were sleeping together and she walked in on us.
That's what I heard.
We were not sleeping together. We were laying in bed and talking. Fully dressed. Nothing to it. Nothing sexual. 100%.
Okay.
She can tell you what she wants. We're both unhappy and we were both talking about it. That's all.
I got a message saying that she found you two in bed together.
Yeah, fully dressed, talking.
That's not okay.
Yeah, like...
I just want you to sign this so I can go on with my life.
Well,
If you're watching this, chances are you gave her everything, or at least you tried. Your time, your loyalty, your resources, your protection. And what did you get back? Confusion, distance, disrespect, maybe even betrayal, like the guy in this video you just watched. And you see from her response, no emotion. Actually, I think she has contempt for him, which in many times is the case. You know, she didn't just leave. She replaced you. But here's what you need to understand, brother. You weren't the destination. You were the bridge. In the previous Betrayal Cuts Deep series here on Resilient Man, we did part 1, which was when loyalty is a lie. And we discussed how even loyalty can't truly be tested until it's tested under the realities of life. And then many times, unfortunately, loyalty is rare in relationships and marriages these days. I'll post the link to part 1, When Loyalty is a Lie, in the description section of this video. Check it out. This is part 2 of our Betrayal Cuts Deep series. Used, then replaced. The psychology of female betrayal. We're going to break down the psychology of female betrayal and why so many men get used and then replaced. Let's jump in. Have you ever looked back and thought, how did we go from comfort to contempt? I mean, boy, did I experience this in my marriage. You know, at first, she's sweet, she's agreeable, and she's supportive. She laughs at your jokes. Everything is wonderful. She tells you you're different, and maybe you were. But then you fast forward a year or 2 or 3, and you're drained. You feel disrespected, and you're completely disconnected from each other. Why is that? Because in her mind, you stopped performing. And modern women are trained, maybe not consciously always, but they're trained to trade up when the performance dips. You see it in this video here we just watched with this woman. No emotion, no loyalty, no care or concern for her husband. You can hear in his voice the hurt and pain. It doesn't concern her one bit. So they check out emotionally and just go through the motions. And you know what I'm talking about. You essentially end up as glorified roommates. Sound familiar? Has this been your experience? Comment your thoughts. So, what is the betrayal path, shall we say? Number 1 would be comfort. You make her feel good. You make her feel safe. Maybe she truly does see you as her best option, at least in the moment, at least for now. But over time, you segue to number 2 in the betrayal path, and that is she starts shaping how you think, act, move. It's basically betaization. It's beta by 1,000 concessions. You're turned into a more weaker man by one compromise after another. Which segues into number 3 on the betrayal path, and that is contempt. She loses respect when you submit to her control. Isn't that ironic? You think your compromises actually count for something. They don't. They're actually hurting you. And then, last but not least, in the betrayal path is number 4, coldness. She emotionally checks out, but she keeps taking. She's not leaving your meal ticket just yet, not until she's ready. And that's the betrayal in slow motion. Again, does that sound familiar to you? So let's talk about the biological and cultural engine behind this. Hypergamy. You know, hypergamy is a woman will seek the best option available to her, socially, financially, emotionally. And that's not judgment, that's just simply reality. I mean, hypergamy has been around with women since the beginning of time. And we see it every day in our society and culture. It's all over social media. When you combine that with a culture that tells her you deserve more, you should never settle, if he doesn't make you happy, leave. And this conveniently leaves out the fact that many times the woman doesn't even bring to the table the same things her man does. And yet she deserves more. She is settling. It's back asswards. Suddenly, your loyalty is invisible and your flaws become unforgivable. You're not a man anymore. You're simply a stepping stone. And the minute another man flashes more status or more confidence or novelty, she's gone. Now, not all women operate this way. It's not all women. But the ones who do betray you almost always operate in this manner. And you should be one and done. If this happens to you, there are no returns. Once she leaves, no returning. So then there's how society enables her betrayal. So, I mean, some even praise it. Here's the part that really burns a lot of men. When you get betrayed, nobody runs to your defense. You don't get sympathy as a man. You don't get support. You get mocked. You are asked, what was it about you that was missing that she had to leave? Right? You should have known better. She was out of your league anyways. Or worse, you probably did something to push her away. Modern culture rewards her exit and shames your pain. Why? Because society sees men as disposable anyways. We're disposable providers. We're expected to give, but not to grieve. We're expected to protect, but not be protected. So when betrayal happens, you bleed quietly, alone. But not here on Resilient Man Channel. We're going to call it out for what it is. You weren't just left. You were replaced. And that should piss you off enough to change you. So let's talk about her exit strategy. Here's a hard truth, brother. She was preparing to leave a long time before she actually walked out the door. She didn't just fall out of love. She studied you. She spotted your vulnerabilities, made note of them. She stored your secrets. And when she felt you were no longer her best option, she began her soft exit. And it looked a little bit like this. Less intimacy, more criticism, constant comparison, sudden more independence, more nights out, less nights in. Then one day, boom, she's with someone else, or she's down the road to quote unquote find her happiness because you simply were not meeting her needs. And you're left wondering, how the hell did this happen so fast? It didn't. It was calculated. You were just the last to know. So the reason why betrayal hurts so much is because you were still loyal when she stopped being honest. I experienced it myself. And here's your power, okay? You can stop being surprised. Betrayal is not rare anymore. It's predictable when you know the signs. And from this point forward, that is your edge. You stop chasing loyalty and start screening for character and integrity. Vet with discipline. You stop asking, does she love me? And start watching, does she respect me? Does she respect me when I say no? Does she stay when I'm not performing and quote unquote answering every one of her whims? Does she value my purpose or just the perks? Look, a woman that stays through the storms of life, that's a woman who's real. She's a keeper. They are out there. You simply have to vet a woman like your life depends on it. Because, my friend, it does. Look, you were used. You were replaced. But that doesn't make you weak. It makes you dangerous if you learn from it. Every betrayal sharpens your vision. Let every cut deeper into your wisdom. Every loss. Because now you don't love blindly, you lead strategically. So guys, this was part 2 of our Betrayal Cuts Deep series here on Resilient Man channel. Part 3 is coming up. It's called From Betrayed to Unbreakable, a man's blueprint for power. Because we're not just talking about the pain, we're turning it into purpose. And I speak from experience. You won't want to miss this. I'll see you on the next message here on Resilient Man channel. Drop a comment down below. Have you been used and replaced? What woke you up? Guys, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for me right now. Support the channel. Share this with other guys out there who need to hear this message. Stay resilient. Know your worth. Protect your peace.